Hi, this is Keith Fletcher here at J City Center for Hope and Renewal, and it's Giving Tuesday. And the first thing I want to say is thank you for supporting our program this year, the Give SI campaign, which our target was to raise funds to feed 5,000 meals here in Johnston City. And we want to thank you for the part that many of you have played in that. And I just wanted to let you know there's still time to give until 10:30 this evening. You can give online. It's probably too late to give by check or cash, but we do appreciate those who have done that. And if you would like to give here at the last minute, we advise you to go to our website, jcity.center/GiveSI, GIVESI. And that will take you right to the page, and down at the bottom of the page is a link or a button where you can give your donation online. But again, we want to thank you very much. What we've received so far has far exceeded our expectations, and we are very grateful. I was privileged this morning to go over to Marion and be interviewed by a couple of the Give SI personnel, and in that interview we explained what the center was all about and what this program Feeding the 5,000 is all about. So we wanted to include that interview in this podcast tonight.
Good morning, everybody. We are live here at the Black Diamond Harley-Davidson studio at Mountain Dew Park. I'm here with my wonderful, beautiful, talented, and amazing co-host.
He is slaying it on thick right now.
Amazing co-host Alicia Carruthers from Southern Illinois Community Foundation. Every year for the last 5 years, we have been able to do this Day of Giving, the Give SI campaign, where we highlight local nonprofits throughout the region that do a lot of good throughout our communities and our cities. And we are just wanting to connect you with them, let you learn a little bit more about them, and hopefully on this Day of Giving, you find one that you connect with, you're inspired by, and that you want to donate to. We have been able, and actually we've been blessed and able to witness some of the most amazing nonprofits that our area has. And I always love talking with new ones. And I also enjoy talking with some of my favorite ones. Keith with the J City Hope and Renewal. I'm excited because this man right here was one of my prodigies, one of my favorite students, because the first year I gave advice. Yes. This was before. It took us many years, but I remember to this day, and you remember, he came to the class, he came and listened and everything, and they put content out. And we talked about this, and I said, even the first year, if you put content out and you don't get anything, you're winning because you're getting the branding and people knowing, and it will eventually pick up. So the whole point of this Day of Giving and utilizing Southern Illinois Community Foundation is about the money, but it's also about the branding. It's about to getting these communities to know more about the nonprofits in their own communities and throughout. And so Keith, man, they pumped out a lot of content. I was so proud of them. They did a great job, and now you get to come back, and I've learned a lot from him. I've actually used one of his newspapers in my class teaching digital marketing at SIU because he was very creative about using it. And so we are just excited to have him back and to kind of give us an update on where the J City Hope and Renewal is.
Well, J City Center for Hope and Renewal, we do a lot of things, which is hard for us to pinpoint and to say, okay, here's what we do, because we do a lot of things. We're holistic in our approach to community development. We're technically a community development organization, but we start with the individual, offering counseling and other services like that. We also work with other organizations to provide other resources, like we work with Take Action Today with recovery resources. We work with caring counseling as well. So I know they both have been involved in Give SI. But this year we're actually partnering with our founding organization, which is J City Church in Johnston City. They were ones we spun off of back in 2021. And the Lunch Bunch, which is the summer meals program that church sponsors. What happened during COVID was we started serving a lot of meals. We're talking about ready-to-eat meals, both to kids and adults. And the church started a Saturday evening program where they serve a to-go meal to anybody in the community that drives by between 5:30 and 6. And so we've kept that going, and we're now serving about 100 meals a week,
Wow.
just with a group of volunteers. And then also at the center, because we have people that come in that are homeless, that maybe are jobless, we provide lunches for them if they come in. If we have some meals left over from the church, we warm those up for them. If we, in the middle of the week when those run out, we usually have volunteers that prepare some fresh food. And so we typically serve about 20 or so meals a week there. And then during the summer, during lunch bunch, the children's meals are subsidized, but the adult meals are not. And last year we served about 800 meals
Wow.
to adults that had to be locally funded. And so we added all that up and we come up with about 5,000 meals
Wow.
all together throughout the year. And so we're anticipating at least serving 5,000 meals this year, throughout the year, through these three programs. And in the past, this has just been, a few people driving through the line, maybe giving a few dollars here
Right.
and there. And so, the cost of the food is not the big thing for us because we're taking basically what other people don't want. We're taking from the food pantries when they get a shipment in, and there's bulk food. There's food in number 10 cans, and stuff like that.
Right.
Cases of this, that, or the other they can't use. We take them, and if it's frozen food, we have freezers to put them in. If it's fresh food, we have some commercial refrigerators to put them in. And so basically, we take the leftovers and we remake them into really interesting meals for our community. We have some great volunteer cooks that can take whatever the ingredients we have and make something really delicious out of it.
So you're basically my mom and grandma growing up.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. That's pretty much what mom and grandma would do growing up.
Right. But the things that we don't use, we don't hardly ever get, would be the to-go containers, the paper products and that kind of thing. And we need, because we're warming those up, we need, a little bit better to-go containers that can go in the microwave and stuff like that. So that cost is something we've just kind of had to absorb, either at the center or at the church. And we've been kind of limited in that. So we'd like to get the funds to take care of that, the paper products. Plus, we've got a little bit tiny microwave. We need a little bit bigger microwave to warm up those meals, and maybe some other small kitchen equipment like that to just help us on a daily basis. But also, we'd like to have more volunteers in this program. We have about a dozen people that just have worked themselves to death for probably 15 years, many of them. But we'd like to have a few more volunteers, and we know that not everybody is as comfortable as your grandma and as my wife in the kitchen, and so not everybody can take just the random ingredients and make a meal out of them. So we'd like to buy some meat products, hamburger patties and things like that people, doesn't take a culinary degree to figure out how to cook, and that way we can have other groups come in and volunteer and serve a Saturday night meal. And we've had a little bit of that, but we'd like to be able to have more by having food that we can actually buy and plan a menu around a volunteer team putting it together.
So is that what you're asking for? The
That
funds
is-
for this to be
That
utilized
is what
for?
we're asking for. We're calling it Feed the 5,000. I handed this out to somebody in Marion, and they said, "Oh, there's not 5,000 people in Johnson City." I said, "It's not 5,000 people. It's 5,000 meals." We actually don't have any problem serving 5,000 meals throughout the year. And we've also found that a lot of people that even go to the food pantries don't know how to use the food. They don't know what to do with it. So part of this is I know the schools are starting to do this a little bit more, but we're hoping to get in some nutrition education and basically some cooking classes and things like that throughout the year to help people that, they get the commodities or the food from the food pantry, but they don't know what to do with it.
Exactly.
So I'm going to pitch you an idea.
Okay.
I think this is what you need to do. I'm a bachelor. I don't cook that much. So what you need to do is you need to get single people to volunteer.
Okay.
Volunteer. Then you learn to cook. You learn the basic meals. Then you can go home and do it yourself.
There
I
you
say
go.
this, but I think that would be a great idea to get some. one, it gets you out of the house. The people that are single, get them out of the house,
Mhm.
and it helps them learn how to cook some healthy meals. And honestly, creative ways, because these are budget
Yeah,
meals.
exactly.
So then you can go back and afford to buy it. So there you go. That's the hope and renewal right there. What do you think of that idea, Alicia?
It's a great idea.
Yeah, there
I
you
think you
go.
should sign up the first week of January.
Prob-
Don't you think?
Probably so. If I
No,
wasn't gone.
it is. I mean, I've done a lot of this in the past.
Mhm.
I did a junior chef program for a lot of kids, and it's absolutely needed. I've done volunteer work out at Victory Dream Center, and I did a lot of education
Mhm.
with. Okay, now you're here getting this big box of food, but here's what you do
Right.
with it. Here's some sample recipes.
Right,
Here's how
exactly.
you use this or that. Because some people know your basic veggies, but what do I do with an eggplant or
Oh, right,
whatever
exactly.
they give you? It's like sometimes they don't know.
Right.
So that's a great idea.
Mhm. Well, I mean, we've had children in our summer meals program. Like we had a nice donation last year, fresh apricots. Or not apricots. What's the other? Nectarines.
Nectar. I was gonna say nectarine, but then I was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm out of this
nectarines.
conversation.
Yeah, nectarines, and they had never had a nectarine before.
Wow.
They didn't
That's
know-
what I mean. So yeah,
Right.
having stuff like that available, even if it's just handouts until you
Mhm,
can find those
mhm.
people, is super helpful.
Right, right. So we're excited about that. And actually, this kind of complements our other program, which is invested counseling, where people actually invest in the community in exchange for sessions with a professional counselor.
That's awesome.
Because we've actually had some of our counselees that have gone to work in the meals program,
Mm,
and they found new friendships. They've,
that's awesome.
the ladies in the kitchen, they form a real tight bond, and
Food has that effect on
it
people.
does. It does.
Brings
It really
people
does.
together.
It does bring people together, and that's one of our overall goals in Johnson City is to bring our community together. That's why we have the newspaper. That's why we do these projects, and the church there has been doing the summer meals program for over 15 years now. So we have a track record that people know that we feed a lot of kids, and we're willing to feed adults too, and especially the rest of the year.
Sure.